Also starting on Wednesday is going to be the A10, the American, and the Big West Conference tournaments. And starting here in the American, I think that there is three teams who have a shot at winning this conference. Memphis being the clear favorite because of how well they have played all year, but North Texas and UAB both have a real shot at making it out of this conference because one of those two teams is most likely going to end up in that championship game to play Memphis more than likely. And for Memphis, they shoot the three so well, and that is led by PJ Haggerty, who is an All American. He's one of the best players in the country. He's able to take over a game. They get out in transition very, very well. They get a ton of fast break points. They play at that good pace that I like to see. They get a ton of points off of turnovers, and they're super, super efficient. Now, the problem with them is that they turn the ball over a lot, and they don't rebound it super, super well. And for North Texas, this is definitely a team that I think has a real shot at winning this conference. They are great defensively. They shoot the three well, as same as Memphis. They get a lot of steals. They're really, really good on the perimeter. They rebound it very, very well. They have a ton of depth, and they shoot the free throw super, super well. Now, their problems are inside offensively. They turn the ball over a lot, same as Memphis. They don't really get a ton of assists, and they don't get out in transition very well, and that is because they play at an extremely, extremely slow pace. And for UAB, they're led by Axel Lendeborg, who is leading them in all five major statistical categories. He averages 17 and 10 while getting 4 assists, almost a steal and a half, 2 blocks. He's one of the best players in the conference up there with PJ Haggerty. They play at an extremely fast pace. They're going to get a ton of points. They rebounded extremely well, and they're really, really kind of good defensively. Now they just don't shoot the three ball very, very well compared to the other teams in the conference. Now, my pick for the American Conference, I am going to go with North Texas because they're going to be able to rebound, and it's really, in my opinion, between North Texas and Memphis. I just think that North Texas is going to out rebound a team like Memphis and is going to be able to win this conference. And the second conference is the A10. I think that this is a three-team race as well. With VCU, George Mason, and Dayton, with VCU and George Mason kind of being those favorites, but Dayton has played well as of late, and I think that Dayton could be a team to kind of watch out for in this conference tournament. And VCU being the 1 seed, I think that they have the easiest path. I don't think Loyola Chicago is really a threat to them, but St. Louis is going to be the biggest threat to them on their side of the bracket. Now, George Mason and Dayton as a 2 and 3. St. Joseph's kind of going to be a little bit of a threat to Dayton, but I think Dayton kind of walks out of that game pretty easily, and George Mason has a semi-easy path until they have to play either more than likely going to play Dayton. And for VCU, they are great offensively. They're great defensively. They get a ton of steals and blocks. They rebounded extremely well offensively. They get a ton of fast break points, and they get out into transition with off those turnovers very, very well. They also get a ton of second chance points because of those offensive rebounds. Now, they rely on the three, and they don't shoot it extremely great, which is going to kind of come back to hurt them a little bit. And then for George Mason, they are very, very good defensively, not as well offensively. They get a ton of offensive rebounds, but they don't get the second chance points that VCU is going to get off of those second chance opportunities. They turn the ball over kind of more than what you would like to see. They don't get out in transition extremely well, and that's because they play at a super slow pace. And for Dayton, they have won 4 straight games, so they are kind of playing very well going into this conference tournament. They average about 75 points a game, so they're going to be able to score well enough to keep up with VCU in their fast pace, but they don't get the rebounds that I would like to see compared to a team like VCU. And then they aren't great defensively, but they're good enough defensively to kind of play with those other two teams. And my pick for this conference is going to be VCU. Now, however, if VCU does make it to the conference championship game, I think that they have a shot at getting an at-large bid. And if they lose, I think that one of the other two teams, either Dayton or George Mason, could be a bid stealer out of this conference. And then in the Big West, two teams stand out from the rest, and that is UC San Diego and UC Irvine. Now, I kind of with the A10, I think that if those two teams make it to the conference championship game and UC Irvine wins, I think that UC San Diego is still set up to be in position for an at-large bid. And UC Irvine could be a bid stealer. Now, if UC Irvine makes it there, they have a small chance at getting an at-large bid. I don't think that they have enough on their resume to get an at-large bid, but I do think that they have the ability to. And for the 1 seed UC San Diego, they are very, very small, but they have a ton of length used to compared to how small they are height-wise. They are very, very good offensively and defensively. They are super efficient interiorly. They shoot the three extremely well. They don't turn it over. They get a ton of steals. They get a ton of rebounds, and they are extremely efficient. They don't really rely on the three but they shoot it super, super well. They get a ton of blocks, and they get a ton of offense. They don't get a ton of offensive rebounds, and their depth. They rely on their starters a lot, kind of like a Maryland type of team. They don't get a ton of second chance points. And then for UC Irvine, defensively, they are very, very good. They get a ton of assists. They get those defensive rebounds. They're very, very good from the free throw line. They have played a really, really good pace. Now, they're not very good offensively or efficient interiorly. They do turn the ball over a lot, and they don't get a ton of blocks and steals, so I think that could come back to hurt them a little bit. But my pick for the Big West is going to be UC San Diego. They are the best team in the conference, and I think that they are going to get an at-large bid if they end up losing to UC Irvine, and this could be a team to watch out for in the national tournament. I think that they could be a team to upset a 5 or 6 seed. So those are my 3 picks for those conferences. I do have UC San Diego winning the Big West, North Texas winning the American, and VCU winning the A10. Thanks for watching.